You are asking yourself the question, perhaps about your loved one, the influence of others, the negative energies in his environment, and situations, old behavior patterns. Is he getting out of it now? Or is he staying there or letting himself be pulled back? Let's take a look at that. You might have contact with him or not, feel one thing or another, and just had the hope that, yes, now things are moving in a positive direction, and then you're like, oh my God, no, right. If now, after all, you notice there's some kind of fluctuation here, where you fear he might drift away again. And there you ask the question, will he manage to let himself be influenced again by all the negative energies, external influences, to withdraw, to be withdrawn? Or will he really get into the flow now, towards the finish line, in your direction, for the positive change? And let's take a look at that, my dears. You know, we are in the collective. Person cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading cannot apply to everyone. But I know you always transform it wonderfully for yourself, for your situation, and you do it so fantastically. And no matter when you watch this video, it wants to reach you at this moment, and surely has a small piece of the puzzle for you that will help you move forward or give you that aha moment. A very wonderful and loving hello to all of you. You are so enchanting, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you exist. And once again, your wonderfully heartfelt and loving comments mean so much to me. You mean the world to me. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your loyalty here on my channel. And for everyone who has newly joined, thank you as well for being there. And thank you all for your trust. So, and now I would say, let's take a look. Hey, then I would say, let's go like then let's see what shows up here. Well, hello there, my dears. So it's already starting off well with what's going on inside your loved one. We already have the 10 of Cups because there is something he might not say, but it slumbers within him. There we have belonging, harmony. That's what he wants. And the togetherness. We have an energy here directed towards you. So there's something going on, maybe a chaos. In the end, he or she feels lonely. You have this sadness. Sadness is shown, loneliness, and not necessarily feeling at home, but within him. That's his longing to find his home, to arrive. As I said, still a bit of chaos, but that's what he or she wants. And in which direction we'll take a look, but that's definitely what he is missing. I can tell you that already. He is missing that sense of arrival and belonging. There's also something about belonging. So let's take a look. And we have the 3 of Coins. Okay, so the 3 of Coins also shows old behaviors, but we have movement from the old behaviors, which is what it's about. I find it fantastic that it's being addressed, that he is overcoming it, leaving that old level behind. Whether he manages it, we can see here. And somehow all these tests, sometimes the fear of not passing the test, the whole thing. So he struggles with chaos, this confusion that is shown. And it's also about you. It's about you too. This reunion, on a mature, better level, this meeting again, I see a learning process with your loved one. And we have it here again. This loneliness, feeling alone, abandoned, a sense of aimlessness is also shown. And then we have the Hierophant. With the Hierophant, there is also clear, distinct message that he or she has a trust issue, a trust in themselves. But he can't quite fully align with where he is now, where he actually wants to go. But it's about trust here, because he or she can't really completely trust themselves or trust in the new, in the change. However, it is shown that we have movement here, that he or she already wants to comply with it, but something is still struggling here. Whether he manages it, as I said, we will see. We have loneliness here again. Loneliness, feeling left alone. So really, yes, he hasn't arrived. He doesn't feel like he has arrived. His current situation, no matter how many people he has around him, he's actually lonely, alone. And we have here in the Ten of Cups to see again, where we briefly go back here, switch. This sense of belonging, this home not found. He is alone, feels alone. So, let's see if he will ever let go of it and won't let himself be influenced anymore. This old pattern, behavior pattern, is back again. Switches. So okay, good. Clear message being shown here. Your heartfelt message, he's really struggling quite a lot here, isn't he? So the focus is really, this is it. This is the public. Public, a very big topic. I have family here now. I have friends. I also have topics with him. Others have made decisions for him or for her. If he or she always told you, no, I make my decisions alone, I'm telling you here. Basically, he or she always had the decision. I say it can now, collectively. It could have been a family member, definitely a person in his environment. Not everyone, but there is definitely a person who always made the decision, who took the lead, and who really gave a significant increase here. And it might not be obvious with him, but this person, no matter who it is, can sell themselves very, very well. No matter, as I said, it can be a relationship, it can be friends, it can be a partner or partners, or indeed family, mother, father, whatever. Collectively, I always have to broaden the whole thing. And it is such that the person can sell themselves very, very well. This, I would say, like manipulating, yes, definitely. And really draw them back into the spell and sell it in such a way that he or she cannot help but agree or carry it out as this person wants. And there we really have energies that are very negative, because he doesn't completely trust himself. And he has his issues, he has his problems. That's what he really keeps secret. His issues, his problems, whether you have contact or not. Because things are not going for him as they appear outside. Maybe it seems as you perceive it or how you think it is. And he's not doing well. I actually see him completely burdened with worries. This is also the case should you have contact and you also notice here, you sense something's not right. There's something dormant in him, something is troubling him. And it has nothing to do with you doing something wrong here. What is swirling inside him or her like inner chaos? That's it, the worries. This could be a property, it could be an investment property, it could be finances, it could be, in general, the present state. He is not doing well. There is this happiness, but it keeps getting blocked. And he or she is the one blocking the happiness themselves. Because they let others dictate them. But the overall picture shows that he is a person with a big heart. He is open to change. He wants the change. because that's what he has felt. The change, the new beginning, the transformation. I see him contemplating it in his thoughts. We still have a bit of a pause in that area. Regarding the fear of doing something wrong, to completely make this leap, but he will manage it, because what occupies him is this constant holding back, these recurring problems, this heaviness. He realizes that he is not making progress, and these are his issues. He will detach himself from the old. I have the detachment from the old here. This will not be easy for him, because some people are already noticing that something is going on here, because he is already distancing himself. I have him in the distance, in this separation as well. But he is still struggling a little back and forth here, because he absolutely does not want to do anything wrong. And there it is. What is still holding him back a little? Yes, the person is now cutting everything here completely. It is a complete change, a new beginning, a transformation, a major change. And he stands in between and still has a little bit of this hesitation, also a bit in the area of, am I offending everyone here now? Are you all gone then? Or one or two people? Because there is already a bit of headwind being shot in, because, as I said, it's already noticeable that something is happening. And somehow he no longer functions the way he used to. But I have stability in my heart, the love for people. And regarding stability, I have it because the change is that he is now really out. He listens to his inner self, which is completely missing, which now causes him worries, this sadness. And this sadness, which we also saw at the beginning, is shown here again. The sadness is because he longs for this love. True love, no longer on the surface. I no longer really have the surface that he is now just floating around all the time on the surface, but rather that he has already crawled out of the pot of torment. And sometimes if you perhaps see him or notice something, it could be on social media or really in public, and you look at him and he sometimes looks completely bewildered, and you think to yourself, wow, who peed in your cornflakes? Because he or she seems so small and helpless, but then quickly tries again because you have very brief moments to show this again. To display this entertainment here, no, I'm fine and everything is super great. But you feel and see something's not right here. And that's it. Where he is not quite coping with it yet, but we have complete movement here. We have positive change here. We have positive movement here. Letting go of the old. We still have attachments here. Yes, I unfortunately have to say that, but they are still there. But he is moving more and more into this area. And this the change, especially love, it deepens more and more, more and more. The harmony, because he or she needs harmony. Was he perhaps never really like that? Or has he always suppressed it? Didn't want to see it, didn't have to let it pop up at all. Always the suppressed feeling. And I do see that his pessimism, which is still shown repeatedly, a bit of pessimism, but it is completely laid underneath here and as if erased. Because here is the positive change, new beginning, transformation, the greatest happiness, the happy change. Above all, the communication with oneself in happiness, the connection with oneself. He accepts more connection with himself, especially connection with his heart. And yes, he will end the whole thing. I don't have it completely in stability yet. Lies here. You might also notice it. Maybe you feel it from his or her energy. Or suddenly you might think that you need to cry now, or that you are suddenly sad. Or, yes, this pessimism or heaviness. But I say this is a very, very big part of him that you are receiving from the energy. This heaviness, because I see this heaviness very strongly in your loved one as well. Because I have slow movement, I find him quite sluggish at times too. So he really has to make an effort, maybe to do various activities. Or what used to be so easy and breezy now seems more strenuous for him. And it could be that you are really receiving this from the energy, but that's his energy, because you are very strongly connected energetically. But he has set a goal for himself. And that's where he still switches back and forth a bit, as I said, with the whole thing. Always this worry, is what I'm doing the right thing? And then he briefly goes into this pause mode. But then he presses play again, because then it's let's go, moving forward. Because it gets deeper and deeper, this longing, this harmony, this change, because he also feels and perceives himself differently. And in one perception I really have, it's still in its infancy, but it's moving, because he increasingly has the solution ready, and the solution deepens more and more, the love, the change, and then boom, then the knot bursts, tears apart. And from mistrust, it completely shifts to trust. As I said, a little bit of back and forth, but you will also notice it in conversations, or that he approaches you again. I see the communication between the two of you. He also engages more in communication with himself. He will also speak differently outside, warmer. Not this coolio anymore, but more of this warmth. And vulnerable, I see him or her here truly vulnerable now. And that's the snapshot I currently have. So then we have the 7 of coins. Okay, so the 7 of coins indicates slow growth, a good development. So it is wonderful. Your loved one is in development, the good development, the positive, the shedding of the old behavior patterns, attachments, that they are also being released by your loved one into the positive change. And as I said, we have slow, we have movement, but slow is really good, because slow, the slow movement, the slow growth also shows itself in stability. And we are still in the midst of change here. Partially, this fear of loss is still there, this exhaustion, which is also shown here. We have it again, but also the love too. It senses the opening, this deep affection for oneself, especially concerning you. There we also have a development, because there, a good development, because the love is slowly blossoming again. We have everything here in growth in a positive way. So absolutely fantastic. So then we have the 5 of Cups. Okay, 5 of Cups. Yes, he is sad. There is this disappointment. What has he not seen all this time? What mistakes has he made? All of them. He regrets what he has done. We still have a little bit of pessimism lingering here. Yes. And it is partly a painful process, because he really fears that he will fail, that he won't make it. But we have the change. Again, the shift towards the positive. And he will ask you for forgiveness in his own way. So if you still want to, of course, you always decide for yourself, all by yourself. And if you say, no, I don't want the coyote back here at all, he can just leave me alone. Then your decision, you always decide for yourself, because you know for yourself that you are making the right decision. And you love me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching, and I wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.